Hello, how everyone doing out there in internet land? Welcome back to the Lois and Lamar TV talk show. We have another wonderful guest for you. You're really going to enjoy this one, especially for a lot of people out there that really need someone to talk to. We have a wonderful guest, Angelina Blackman. Angelina, please come on down.
Welcome to the show, Angelina. Nice to have you.
Nice being here.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Nice being here.
I have to first say, this is pimping.
Thank you.
All this
Thank you.
and all this is going on. Like, I just feel like you just came out the ocean like a mermaid.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
just sat there on a rock, chill. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Angelina, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're
for
so
having me.
happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And we would just like for you to just kind of look into that camera. Angelina has a support group that she is starting. And with this support group, she is hoping to offer support to parents and I guess families
Yes.
of transgender children.
Yes.
Okay. And tonight she's going to tell us all about her support group and share a little bit of that with us. So at this time, I'm going to turn the show over to Miss Angelina Blackman, and
The show is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I'm Angelina Blackman. I am the founder of a support group called Transparency. I came about Transparency 4 years ago when my daughter at that time decided that she wanted to be a he.
Interesting.
So, which I wasn't in agreement with it at all, because for myself, because of me, not because of anything that on his behalf. Is I was being selfish. I wasn't ready to give up my daughter, my oldest child. So,
Understandable.
I said I need some time. So he gave me some time. He gave me like 2 years, and then one time he just came to me and said, "Mom, I'm going to start taking a T-shot." So I was like, you know what? Okay. And the only reason why I said okay was because God has a way of doing things.
yes, he does.
I started working in a recovery house with transgenders.
Okay.
So I seen their everyday life. I seen how they were treated by family members.
Yes.
I seen how some of them went out on the streets because they didn't have the love from their parents.
Yeah.
Some of them were killed because they were transgender. So I'm like, if I can care for them, why can't I accept my child for who he is?
Yeah.
So when he came in, when he came and told me that he was going to do it, I was like, okay, fine. You know, of course, his brother and his sister didn't like it. No, that's my sister. That's my big sister. I said, listen, if you cannot support him, I'm his mother. So if I say it's okay, and if I'm okay with it, you have to be okay with it. If you cannot be okay with his decision, then guess what? Don't be in his life. You know, because it's hard enough out there for children of not just trans, but even in the LGBT community to survive out there. Is hard because, you know, they're always getting bashed with this or bashed with that because of their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I said, if I can't support my child, how can I expect somebody else that don't know my child to support my child or to love my child? So I had to just like, you know, I love you no matter who you are.
That's it.
You know, and that's his choice. That's who he is. And ever since he was little, you know, I knew he never wore dresses. I think he wore a dress maybe twice. When he came home from birth, and I think my mom put him on a dress one time. As he got older, no, he was like he didn't wear it. So I already knew. But I thought because, you know, I was a tomboy, that he was going to be he's going to be a tomboy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it went to another level.
Yeah.
So I already knew.
So with your support group, what are you going to offer those families who are in that same situation that you're in?
Well, for one, I would like to have them, the ones who are in, I'm not going to say denial, but who has a hard time dealing with their child's lifestyle. I just want to have other mothers and fathers who are accepting. So I want them to come and just hear the stories, because then let them know that they're not alone. And it's not because of anything we've done. See, and I want to ensure that to the parents that it's not anything that we did to make our child the way they are. That's who they are. It's not because, oh, we might have been out of their life at one time or this and that. A father may think, oh, my son wants to be gay because I wasn't there. No, your son is gay because that's who he is. So I just want to help everybody to understand it and to hear other sides of the stories of families and just to have a safe place where we can go and talk about it. You know, and that's what we need to do. In this community, we need to talk about it. Nobody is talking about it.
Well, I have to say, like, one thing, as you know, as a people, we're not really taught the art of communication.
Right.
A lot of people don't really get that. So
Right.
usually when we hear stories, it'll be, you know, this person's side, then there's this person's side,
Right.
and then there's both of their sides combined, and then there's the actual truth.
Right.
So we have a lot of people walking around with their perception
Exactly.
of how they feel about it, and then the other person, no one really, and one thing I learned in life, nobody really knows how they seem to the other person. If everyone would actually take an account on how they seem from everyone that they deal with, involve how they actually saw it,
Right.
a lot of us would probably roll in a whole different way.
Right.
We're just not really in tune with that. But you know,
Exactly.
communication for our people is definitely a very big thing.
And
Exactly.
fear is another factor.
Exactly.
People are afraid to step out,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to come out of the box with some things. You can't keep it there.
Right.
Because first of all, in life, you can't keep yourself boxed
That's
in.
right.
You have to come out. You have to stand. And there are people who are going to be with you. There are people who are going to be against you.
Exactly.
And when you're out there standing like that, that doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you know who you are. You know what you have to do.
That's right.
And if they could wear your shoes, then they wouldn't hate you.
That's right.
You know?
Yes.
Or
yes.
they wouldn't be against you.
That's right.
They would
Yes.
be supporting you. But see, they can't wear your shoes because we all have our own gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Your
That's right.
gift may be bigger, better, or more special than
Right.
yours. So then that's when that evil stuff starts coming
That's
in.
right.
So you keep yourself prayed up,
Yeah.
you
All
know,
the time.
and close that gap. And then you grow.
Mm-hmm.
And as you grow, none of that stuff out there bothers you.
That's right. And one thing
You
I have.
see it,
Right.
you don't hear it, it don't bother you.
That's right.
I'm at a point in my life, I don't care what I read,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what I say, take it all as a compliment,
Right.
and you grow from it.
That's right.
You know, give them an applause,
Right.
and you just keep growing, and you just keep leaping, and you just keep jumping, you know, because your gift is your gift.
That's
That's
right.
your story, not theirs.
Right.
Nobody can tell your story.
That's right.
But you.
That's right. That's so true. And one thing I have learned since I said that I was going to start this support group, a lot of people, I was like, okay, everybody's going to say, no, why are you doing this? No, you know, God is against this. But you know, I've gotten so much support from so many people who are even in, you know, church people. You know, this is what we need. Nobody is doing this. No, you need to talk about this. We have parents out there who just don't know where to go or what to do. And I'm like, it got so like overwhelming. Like I was like, this is it's like I'm getting emotional just thinking about it because it's like everybody
That's
just
fine.
everybody just like is like, yes, we need this. This is what we need for the community. This is what we need because nobody is talking about how the parents of transgender feels and how they can understand. And everybody is, like I said, is not accepted. But then when you have parents who are accepted and love their child no matter what. And because listen, my first time that I went to a trans walk, listen, I was out there with the bullhorn. I was just, you know, people came up to me and they was like, we need you to be one of our speakers and this and that. I mean, it was just, I love my son. I love my son, so whatever he's going through or he's doing, I'm there just as he is with me. You know, and it's like no matter what anybody says, you know, that's his life. I can't be selfish and stop him from being happy. Who am I to stop his happiness? You know, who are we as parents to stop our children's happiness no matter what they want to do or who they are? We have no right.
Well, that's part of people's path. You know, I always tell, you know, any person, you know, when they're, whatever they do, I'm like, listen, whatever your path is, whatever it's the highs, the lows, whatever happens in that path, that's for you to go through. And whatever ideas you come with on the other end of that, was for you to find out, no matter what it is, whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing. But it's all part of the path. You'll figure it out once you get to the end part. but I gotta let you do what you have to do.
Exactly.
It's not about how I feel.
Right.
You'll figure that out.
Right. And that's where I had to, where my understanding came to is that I had to realize that it's not about me. It's not about me. And like I said, parents, we always worrying about what my friend's going to say.
Mm-hmm.
How is my friend going to, what he going to think of my child being a transgender?
Well, we're from a different era, so that's
Right. True.
a lot of people from this era don't. We're kind of like in the Insta society where kind of people think, a new ideology comes and then all of a sudden automatically everyone switches with it. I'm like, well, ever since slavery, it took us I don't know how many years to get to that point. Right. So everything is kind of a progressive thing.
It is.
Happened just like that. And that's where sometimes through the communication where some friction occurs.
Right.
And people, once we get to that soft spot of communication, let me hear you. Right. All right, now let you hear me.
Right. But that's the thing. You have to communicate, though. We have to have that communication, or else nobody's going to get anywhere.
Absolutely.
Everybody's going to stay stuck right there where they're at, and everybody's going to think, oh, this is why this is this way, and it's not. That's not the reason. I know it's nothing that I might not have been the best mother, but I know me being the mother that I was had nothing to do with my child being who he is.
Different factors and variables.
So, but us as parents, we always want to blame ourselves for something that our child may do or something. It's not our fault. It's not, and it's not even a fault. They're the way they are because that's who they are, and we have to allow that. We have to let them be who they are. Just like if you want to be a skydiver, I can't stop you from skydiving. That's what you want to be. That's what you want to do. So who am I to stop you from skydiving? Because I think you might die or something like that. That's
part of the path.
That's right. So
whatever happens, that's just part of the path. Right. But I'm not going to stop you.
Exactly. Let their process be their process. Let them go through life and enjoy life and be happy. And that's my whole thing. And that's what I want to bring out to parents. Like, let our children be who they are without any I'm just going to say this. I went to a funeral and the person was a trans woman. The parents, and she lived her life as a trans woman. She got killed out there in her life. The family, the mother and father, did not show any kind of respect to her. They buried her as a boy. That's not who she was. Her life was, she was a female. She lived her life as a female. But because of their selfishness, they buried the child the way that they wanted everybody to see the child, but not the way the child was. And I felt I couldn't even stay in there because I'm like, I would never do that to my child. I would never, God forbid anything happened to my son, marry my son as a girl, because that's not who he is. Since he was 33, he's been my son. Yeah. He's 37 now.
Yeah.
Now, was this son of yours born as a female?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So she is a he now.
He's a he.
Okay, now I got you because I was like, okay.
Well, it just goes back to the classic clash of ideologies. It's just that there's extreme clashes, mid clashes, or light clashes. Like with light clashes, you'll have people, well, I don't really agree, but hey, do you? And leave it at that.
Right.
Then there's people in the middle. Listen, I'm not going to do this. You're not going to do this. Right. That's middle. Then you get to the extreme. Listen, you're not going to do this, or I'm going to beat it out.
Right, exactly.
There's different extremes of the same clash of ideologies. Right. Yeah. It all depends on, I would say, a person's maturity and how they view things, and just some people, I don't agree, but I'm gonna let you do.
Right, exactly.
Boom or boom. But once you get to this level, that's where we really need to step in. Right. Sometimes, okay, we don't have to fight. We don't have to do this. We don't have, no lynchings or anything like that. Let's get back to the part where it's a diplomacy, where we're actually really just communicating with each other. Things don't always have to go into violence.
Exactly.
Life isn't completely black and white to the point of acceptance of certain things, and on many different sides of it, people, you're either this or you're either that. Or if you don't feel this way, then you're this. Then if you feel that way, then sometimes it's really not that complicated. Sometimes it's on this spectrum, Sometimes it's just on this spectrum. It all really depends, and I really do understand where you're coming from, because your journey itself, you've had to go from within and journey from within to find out your personal piece with it, so that you can talk to other parents about your journey, so they can have their, you have to lead them along for what, from what it is. I get it.
Yeah.
Briefly, I've been following you closely on social media. I know you see me hop on there and then I'll hop up for a second or two and boom, I'm gone. But that's because I'm just really busy right now. But I have been following you. I do go back and look at the videos, believe it or not. You have a place where you're going to be holding your group sessions. Do you know at what point you're going to be starting? Will it be February or April?
It's probably going to be, I'm going to say, I'm shooting for April, because it's a lot of paperwork and stuff that I need to get done. Just because when I do this, I want to do it the right way. I don't want anybody coming back saying, well, you didn't cross your eyes, you didn't dot your I's and cross your T's. I want everything to be right. I want my brochures to be out. I want my flyers to be out. And I also, before I actually start having the meetings and stuff like that, I want to go to different recovery houses that has transgenders. I want to go to different places that has transgenders and let them know. And then, like I said, it's not just for the transgender community, it's for, the LGBT period. But I'm focusing on the transgenders because my child is right. Exactly.
That's the hot spot at this moment.
Right. So and to get as much education and insight into that as you can.
Exactly.
So that you will be a good support base for those that will be coming to your group.
Right.
How many people do you think that you will be able to accommodate in one session?
I'm hoping right now. I'm hoping from 20 to 30 people, depending on the location, because I do have one location that I'm looking at, but I also have another location that is a possibility. So, and I'm not giving out the location yet because I want to make sure that it's in,
never speak on it until it's actually done, because that's a whole
things
different
happen,
level.
right?
And then you gotta explain yourself,
right? Exactly. So
don't feel like doing that.
Things is in the working process. Yeah.
Now, when you start your support groups, will you meet once a week, once a month, quarterly?
I'll probably be meeting once a month for like an hour.
Okay.
Not just me, but other trans mothers, kids, parents coming out, speaking. The children, if they would like to come too, like I said, it's going to be like a family type support group. Okay. If you want to come out, if your child wants to bring their mother or their father because they just want to just to hear somebody talk about their experience.
So you'll be meeting in the evenings.
It's going to be after the work hours. It's probably going to be like
a family.
Yes, it's probably going to be maybe like I'm going to say the time like six to 7.
And I'm asking you these questions because our viewers are watching.
Okay.
And someone out there may have the same question. When
and I'll give you it's going to begin in April.
How many people will you be able to accommodate? The time that it will be.
Right.
So here we have it. It's going to be monthly. And hopefully she can accommodate 28 to 30 people. It is family oriented, and you all are invited to come.
And the spring is a good time for you to really boost it because now everything starts anew in the
spring. And I'm also thinking, I've been brainstorming about doing a little podcast or something too, once a month as well. So for the people who can't come out or who live somewhere far, all they gotta do is just turn on and they can
podcast.
Yes. So
great. Yes, very great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything else for Angelina?
I would just like to say, just keep searching your path, keep traveling it, and always, everyone here is always on a frequency. For those that are on the same, they will all gravitate towards you, and that's the point. All of us speak on a different frame, and we're all meant for a certain audience, no matter who we are. When you gather your audience, they're going to see this, the people who resonate with you, they are meant for you. Right. And they will come now, and it'll be your responsibility to know what to do with them once they come. Because with any type of leadership, the responsibility that comes across. So once it starts to come, you can't be, I don't feel like it.
Right.
Not right now. No, you asked for this.
Exactly.
So when it does come, I just sit there and pray for you that you have the gumption and endurance to be able to take this on and go for that. I
Thank
wish
you.
you luck.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you.
Where are you at in case someone would like to reach out to you on a one-on-one basis, and or maybe just want to be your friend to follow you to see what's going on with this? How can they reach you on social media?
My Facebook name is Angelina Blackman. Simple. Angelina
Mhm.
Blackman. If you want to email me, it's angelinablackman79@gmail.com. My Instagram is Blackman Angelina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any Twitter account?
No, I don't have Twitter.
Not yet.
No, I'm not.
There's too many of them
yeah.
after a while. You gotta
Yeah,
jump on
yeah.
this.
I'm just starting to get used to the
One at a
Instagram
time.
thing. Yeah,
One at a
so
time.
yeah.
Okay, one at a time. Okay, so there you have it. Angelina Blackman, she has shared her gift with us, her journey, and Lois and Lamar do wish her the very best. If you cannot reach Angelina, you can certainly contact the Lois and Lamar TV talk show, and we will reach out to her for you and have her contact you back. Thanks again for coming, and thank you
Thank you.
for sharing your journey with us.
Oh, thank you
And
for having
the
me.
Lois and Lamar TV talk
Always
show.
keep it transparent.
Wish you all the best, and of
Thank
course we do. Angelina is the one of the production coordinators for the Lois and Lamar TV talk show, and we're just very happy for her and what she is doing. And you know, we do wish her our absolute best, and she knows that we stand behind her. And
Thank you.
if there's anything that Lamar and I can do to help her out, she knows how to reach us and put that hand out there and get us to support her.
Thank
We
Good luck to
promote
you.
from within.
That's right. Thank you so much.
luck
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.